welcome back to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today you are here with D-Boy. And I'm here to explain how does your first turn look like if you went second with ViaMadness Bruce. I've already done going first with 1 damage, 2 damage, 3, 4, or 5, and we will do the same thing by going second. By going second, the first time you hit grade 3, you will be on final burst and final rush because your opponent's on grade 3. Of course, if they play a stride deck or whatever, or they don't want to be on grade 3, then it's a different story. Then you need to watch the other video. But in case that your opponent just goes to grade 3, then we'll talk about the options that you could do. Let's say that you have these in your soul and maybe a trigger. We'll do the same setup as last time because it's just easier to explain. And on the field, you have this. You most of the time do have this in your soul with Heinz if you discard it in the early game. Most of the time your field would look like something like this. Now, if you are on 4 damage, because your opponent was just attacking like crazy, and you had to take it, which is fine, then you could go full out 7 attack combo just like that. 4 or 5 damage, you could do that. Now, let's say you're on 4, he gets 10k, she gets 10k, he gets 5 and boosts, because again, your opponent is grade 3. And now you attack. This will go first, this 18, this will be 20. If they have a rear guard, attack into it first, or just hit the Vanguard, it's up to you. This would still hit the rear guard, so you could just attack the Vanguard. Then he moves up. You attack with boosts. You're on 4 damage, so his skill to soul charge 2. And then you could call 2, you call 1, and you should have one of those in your soul. She will recycle herself. It's a she in my eyes. If you have Persona right in the drop zone and you want to add that back to your hand, you could also do that. Sadly, you could not soul charge a PG with her because she needs to add a card with the bellows in the card name from your drop zone to your soul. He will get power. If you're on 4, that would be 1 and 5. It will be a little bit more. Be just like that. So this is 16, 26, 36. And then Heinz will get power. And this would be 28, which is nice. It could hit above a trigger. It could hit above the 15k shield they have in their hand, so they need to drop a 20, or they need to drop 2 cards. And then this will attack, Soul Blast 2. This restands, gets +5/+5. And then they restand with the skill of the Vanguard, +5/+5. And then drive check, then attack again with this, and then with this. At the end of the turn, he goes into your soul and you add the Personality or PG or whatever you want to add to your hand. So that's the case if you are on 4 or 5 damage. If you're on 5, he will get a little bit more power. Let's say you are on 3 or 2. If you're on 3 or 2, of course the combo would look a little bit different because he could not use his ability to call 2. So again, the same as last time, you have options. You would still call him because you could still extend the combo. As long as you have 2 or more, you could extend the combo. So if you're on 2 damage or 3, you could call this boy. The front row will basically look the same, but what you will call will be different. So again, 5, 10, 5, attack for 13, attack for 20, retire, draw, call, and now it's different. It's the same as last time. If they didn't hit a trigger, you could leave it here. You could still attack. And it could still hit. And you could call something from your soul. Let's say that you have something in your soul that you want to have in your hand. Alright, so you attack with this. This is the mistake that most people make. You attack with this and then you call the Geno. And then he gets, let's say you're on 3. So he gets 6k. Which is okay. It's 19, it's a strange number, but it is what it is. And then you attack with the Geno, boosted. So this is 10, 20, 25. And now you activate his ability to restand this, and then you activate the Geno ability to restand this. That's the waste, because he will not restand, he will not get power, and he will only get 5k. So that's, in my opinion, just a waste of resources. So how does the combo should look like? Well, it's the same, but you move the Julian in front of the Eli, and you accept that the Geno will just not hit. That's like, you can't do anything about it. The Geno will be just weak. And then this attacked, of course, and that the Geno could hit a Vanguard if they still have something that it could hit, and if not, then you could leave it just like that, or I don't know. Like it's very strange. You attack with your Vanguard, you restand this column, and the Geno, if you attack with it, he could restand himself. He doesn't get any power. Again, strange. But this will hit above a trigger or 2 that they will get, and this, if you have drive checks, could give it to this. But in the most situations, that would try to hit the rear guard, and then after that, again, try to hit the rear guard or whatever it can hit. At the end of the turn, go back to your soul, and then you add something to your hand. Now, there is, of course, the situation where you have nothing in your soul that you want to add back to your hand, or that you just want to pressure your opponent more. Now, what does it look like? Again, as last time. We have these 2 in the front row. You attack. This is 10. This is gets 10, and this also gets 10. So this is 18. This is 20. Retire. Draw. This moves up. You attack. Count +1. And now you call something like a Jamil. Jamil's skill activates to call something like a Heinz, or you could call something like a Steve. Again, the same as last time. Steve will only get 5k, but Steve will be able to stay on the field. Which card you would rather have on the field now? Again, exactly the same as last time, is this one. If you have this one right here, it's a little bit different, because you could choose with the Vanguard attack to restand this side, which will give your Vanguard an extra 5k, which is good because it will hit above a trigger, because normally it's 21, if your opponent hits a trigger, they are 23. So that is actually quite good. But does it make that big of a difference? I don't know, because they will guard with 15 anyway. So you are on 21. If they are on 23 and they put the 15k right there, then they're on 33, 36. And you're on 21. You could be 31 or 41. I mean, it's 2 to pass. But if you give your finger an extra 5k, it doesn't make a big difference, because it's 21. Will be 26, will hit 36, but they guarded 38. So again, it doesn't matter, because it's just strange that he doesn't get any power. If he should have gotten just the extra 2k. But again, so what would it look like? You will have 5k less on here and 5k more there, or you could choose to have the 5k just right here. Up to you. We don't play him, so this is how the combo would look like if you don't have anything in your soul that you want to add back to your hand, or in case that you just want to attack for higher numbers and just pressure your opponent. Then you could attack with this, or you could just leave it and then attack with this, and then you restand them. That's possible. Then you have 2 more attackers. Because your finger attack is the weakest, you don't want to wait too long to attack with it. And this will give you the opportunity to, you don't play fronts, but if you do play fronts, then to hit the fronts. So this is in case that you have 2 or 3 damage. In case you have 1, in some strange situation, you have only 1 damage when you hit the grade 3 turn while going second. Then his skill is not active, so it doesn't matter. But Gino is active. And let's say you have used the skill of Jamil, then you want something like a Heinz, because he could countercharge. And now, what do you want to do? With this type of field, your attackers will be weaker, but they will get you something back to your hand. So, for an example, if your field would look like this, you could do 18, you could do 20, and then you could retire the 2 to have this right here. You could also do it like this. I didn't explain it all the time, but you could also, of course, do here's this, and then if they hit a trigger, you could still do this if you want to. I mean, it's kind of the same, but we're just saying the first time they don't hit a trigger every time. Retire, you draw, and you countercharge. Now this is very important, because when you countercharge, you will have the counterblast for his ability active right away. And then you move this to the front row, and then you attack with this, and then you attack with your Vanguard, and then you could use the ability of your Vanguard to restand him. You could also use his own ability to restand, but then he will not get power and he will not restand this because you are on 1 damage. Oh, he doesn't even restand himself because you need to be on 2 damage to restand himself. So then you have to do it like this. And then you attack with this. And then at the end of the turn, of the turn, it goes into your soul, you add something back. If you have nothing in your soul, then your combo could look a little bit different. Just like this. You attack, you go away, this moves up, and then you attack with the Vanguard, then you restand +5/+5, and then you attack again. So, again, a lot of options. But I hope with these kind of videos you get a grasp of what the deck is capable of depending on the damage that you have, and that does make a big difference because filtering throughout your deck, especially with the skill of something like an Eli, would make a huge difference if you know which route you want to go into. And this deck is all about practice. You need to practice it a lot to be able to hit the right hand, to do the right things. Like, if you do not practice it, the deck will not do what you wanted it to do. So again, let's say we're going second and we are on 4 damage. Could we hit the 7 attacks right away with what we will get on hand? I didn't do this with going first, but I can do it now, it's fine. Shuffly. Drop 5. Remember, we are going second. Alright, so what do you want to have? Having him in the first starting hand is just not good because you don't have a Bruce Vanguard. You want to keep him and you want to gamble on drawing into the Julian again. And the Jamil is good because he could just create your field. So 1, 2, and 3. Well, this is not the best hand, but again, we will see how this would look like. Draw for turn. It's quite good, but we already have 2, so you just discard it to write. You soul charge. And you draw. It's good. We have the 3 energies. You attack. Drive check. Let's put these right here and this right there. That's also good. They attack into us. If it's just a 1 attack, you could do this. But let's say that you will let the first attack through because they have 2 attackers. It's a PG, and then you attack. You guard the second one. You stand and you draw. Now again, the next turn you will go on grade 3, and they will be on grade 3. So you will have to defend then this turn, the next turn. What do you have in your hand on defense? You have a 15k and the others are 5k. So there is a big chance that you will be on high damage in this game because you have also lost 2 heals. Do you want to pressure right here and then hit them hard next turn? Yes, why not? In this case, if you drop the Eli, then you will not have the full combo next turn. You could also say, you know what? I will only drop this. I keep everything on hand and I will not pressure them. I hope I will get some defensives. Of course, you get 3 energies. They go to your hand and you draw, and then you call this with the 3 energies. Now you have a little bit more shield. You could still do this if you want to, but then you could not go from an Eli to an Eli. But next turn you could call an Eli out of your soul. So again, it's fine. So you check the top 7 and you could call something. Again, you could not call an Eli out of an Eli because you don't have energies. You want this in your soul, you could have this on your field. That's pretty good. And then you could pressure your opponent a little bit. You could do 10, 10, 18, drive check. Oh, overcheck. Okay. That's also a good discard for the grade 3. Then they attack into us. Let's say, as we said before, they attack with the Vanguard into our Vanguard. We say no guard. They hit 2 crits. So 3 damage. 1, 2, and 3. Well, dang. And then they attack with the Vanguard into our Vanguard. We'll have to take 1. And then we'll have to guard the last one. So with this and this. Of course, this is bad. You don't want to be on this high damage because also the nails will not be active. But maybe we will heal. I don't know. Maybe we're just playing a random shadowboxing game. They could also retire these. You could still recover even if they do. We draw for turn. We drop this to right to grade 3. And then, as I said, let's say they retired these, or we intercepted with them. Now you call this, become +1, so charge 1, and call 1. We have 3 energies, so his skill is active. You check 3, 7. We already have the Julian on hand. We don't have the Geno in the soul. We could have a second Heinz if we want to. Or we could try to add just put the Geno into the soul. And then the second one you want to have on the field, it could be a Heinz. But you could also do a second Jamil, and the Jamil could call you something from your soul. It's also possible because you have enough CB to burn through. But in this case, you will have a full field, and then the Julian will not be effective. But in case you added a Julian to your soul instead of the Heinz, then you could do this, and then you could keep more cards into your hand, because what will happen right here is you will call this, these are in your soul, and then you activate the skill again to count +1, and then you will call the Julian. Just like that. And then switch, and then you're you go 10-10 or 20-20 because again we went second. Retire, draw, moves up, attack, counterblast, soul charge 1, soul charge 2. Well, we are not healing this game. He gets 10, he gets 5. This and the Gino skill plus 10. And then you want to, if you really want the shield, you could add this to your soul because our soul doesn't really have good cards to add back. Then you attack with this, 28, attack with this. You restand them by a counterblast 1. You're eating through your counterblasts, but you will get 1 back. So it's all because of Jamil. Your soul blast 2 triggers because you can add those to your hand, and then the restands plus 5, and then drive check 1. I remember we have the 10k in the crit from the OT. Let's say they PG this one, then you could choose to the Scots plus 5 from the restand here as well. You could choose to give everything here, crits, and 1 more 10k. Jaws log dot, and then attack. At the end of the turn, this goes to soul. This dies, you soul blast something. So you countercharge something, you could add something to your hands. In this case, we have these two. You could add a Persona Ride if you don't have it, or you could add Jamil for the extra shield. But you see, your hand is not that defensively strong. For next turn, you still have this, which is active, and you have your Persona Ride if you add it back to your hand. So the deck could go all out, just like that. In case that you feel like your opponent is weak on hand, and as long as they don't get too much defensive triggers, you're good to go. You could just kill them on the 7 attacking turn. But normally in the most situations, you'll be like on 2 or 3 damage. And if that's the case, then you could not go 7 attack combo right away. You will have to hit them and put them on like 3 or 4 damage, and then have to survive their next turn. That's the turn that they have their Persona Ride. If that's the case, if you have the breaks, then you need to have a very strong defensive hand to do so. If not, then I'd suggest you just attack. You'll just attack. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in our channel. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next video. So till next time. Rising!